about self-confidence. And before I talk about self-confidence and how we can develop our self-confidence, I would like to talk a little bit about why the subject of self-confidence is important in our today's world. Now, number one, as a lecturer, I get to see a lot of bright students, really bright students, quaver when they are in front of their peers. They usually refuse to speak when they're in front of their peers. And for some of them, in time of examination or quizzes, they don't really perform very well because they doubt what they know. And they tend to look out for what other people are doing, trying to copy what other people are doing. Secondly, as a speaker, I get to see a lot of, really smart people who have good ideas, who want to spread their messages across the world. But because they feel that they are not good enough, they feel that what they have to say, maybe it's not really smart enough, they tend to be very shy, and they don't get to spread their message. They don't get to tell people what they want them to know about. Now, as a coach and someone who works as a consultant, I see my peers, because they don't really believe in themselves, they charge very low. And when people ask them, hey, how much can I pay for your service? Usually the response is anything you have. And when they are paid anything, you find them really angry, because they feel like people are not paying them their worth. Now, when you look at self-confidence in our today's world, it doesn't matter whether you are smart, it doesn't matter whether you are tall, it doesn't matter whether you are short, it doesn't matter whether you are fat or slim. If you have confidence in yourself, okay, you're going to do well, you're going to go far. And the sad reality about our today's world is that the really smart people who are intelligent, they tend not to do well because they always doubt themselves. And people who we call in quotes the really not smart people who are confident in themselves, tend to dominate the so-called smart people. That's why this topic is very important. That's why we as individuals, we need to develop our self-confidence if we want to enjoy life and go forth to do great things, accomplish great things. Now, enough of the importance of self-confidence. Let us now talk about why most people develop low self-esteem, why people lack confidence in themselves. Now, psychologists tell us that it all starts in our childhood, from 1 to 5 years old. Now, let us take a step back to when we were small, when we were little kids. You find out that when you make a mistake as a child, most times, most parents will be like, hey, you are not good enough, you are dumb, like, why can't you be like other people? Now, the sad thing about such kind of statement is that most parents don't know that these things have a way of impacting the subconscious mind. And for a lot of people, this message stick in their subconscious mind, and it goes forth to influence how they perform in life. Now, let me give you a little story about when I was still in secondary school, about something that happened in class to demonstrate everything I've been trying to say so far. You see, back then in my SS1 class, we had this incident that happened in class where a particular teacher was teaching and she asked a question, and a student stood up to answer the question. And because she failed the question, this particular teacher was like, hey, you Olodo, sit down. And people started laughing at this student, this particular student. And because back then I was really an introvert, I was scared. And most of us started to hide because we didn't want to be called upon or laughed or called Olodo. Now imagine that student that was laughed at, that was called an Olodo. How do you think this particular student will react in future occurrences? How do you think this particular student would see themselves? Now, that's the reality of our world today. When people make a mistake, people laugh. They make jest of those people who make mistakes. They call them names. And those names tend to impact their performance going forward. They tend to be scared about venturing. They tend to be scared about doing things because they don't want to be laughed at. They don't want to be seen as not good enough. And that's the reason why a lot of people lack confidence in themselves, because they don't want to make a mistake. They don't want to be seen as not good enough. Now, with this out of the way, let us talk about how you can improve your self-confidence. Now, before you go forth to improve your self-confidence, there's something you really need to understand about life. And that is, life, we as individuals, we are definitely going to make mistakes in life. And mistakes are a natural part of life. That's how we learn. That's how we evolve. That's how we grow. Now, imagine you are a child that is learning how to walk. The child stands up, take a few steps, and they fall down. They try again. Eventually, they start walking and start running. Now, most of us, we don't see this reality about life. We make a mistake because we don't want people to laugh at us. We tend to be scared, we tend to hide ourselves from life. If we understand this fact that mistakes are a natural part of life, okay, and that nothing good comes without mistakes, if we don't understand this basic fact, we are going to live our lives scared and never venture towards anything great in life. So my message for you today is to understand that mistakes are natural, and that for you to really thrive in today's world, you need to make a lot of mistakes. You need to make a lot of mistakes. That's what shows that you are brave. That's what shows that you are venturing. That's what shows that you are really doing good things in life. Now, with that out of the way, let me give you one tip today on how you can develop your self-confidence. And after that, in our future episode, I'm going to be talking more deeply about how you can build your self-confidence. If that's your thing, if you feel like you could really do more in life if you have confidence in yourself, okay? So number one is to develop your skill sets, okay? Develop your skill set. Now, this message goes to those people who are in service-based business, those people who are consultants, coaches, or maybe you really want to do something great in life, okay? It's important that you develop a skill and stick to that skill. Now, when you're good at something, if you're really good at something, okay, there's this natural confidence that comes with it, okay? So develop skill set, hone your skill, practice. That way you get to become good. Now, the second thing, okay, this is just a bonus, is for you to understand yourself, understand that you are unique, okay?